Hi and welcome to Indigo Starfire. My name is Bevin, and in this video I'm going to be doing a channeled love letter from your person. There are 3 groups to choose from. Group 1, Group 2, and Group 3. So if you want to take a moment to center, focus on your breathing, and feel whichever group, maybe multiple groups or perhaps all of the groups that you're most drawn to. I'll give you a minute to make your selection and then we'll get right into it. And there are timestamps in the description box of the video for each group if you'd like to jump ahead. Hi, Group 1. You chose this letter, which I'll read in just a minute. I'm going to start with some tarot, do a quick energy check on your person, see what's going on with them right now, thoughts and feelings that want to come through, and then I will read the channeled letter and move on into some standalone message cards that can reinforce what comes through in the first part of the reading or can serve as additional messages from your person's higher self, and then I'll close the reading out with some initials. Okay, we have the 5 of Swords, Justice, Temperance, Knight of Cups, the High Priestess, the Star, Page of Cups, and the 9 of Swords. So this feels like the energy of something that is very unavoidable for your person in terms of the reality of the life that they've been living, certain ideas that they've had that have kept them sort of stuck within karmic patterns and loops, and they've reached some sort of breaking point where it is no longer sustainable to try and put on a brave face and pretend that everything's okay. Ways in which they have not been following the call of their heart, it feels like overall in their life in general, but also as it relates to this connection in you. So feelings that they may have denied, or the element of needing to make substantial changes in their life in order to move towards you, accommodate the connection. If there were third-party situations involved, then that could have obviously been an obstacle in the past and presently in the situation with you. And there's almost a sense of they chose the safe and practical route, or something that was long-term, established, even sort of remaining within their comfort zone. Maybe the intensity and nature of their feelings even for you overwhelming them, and so choosing not to move towards you in the past, but sort of keep this connection at arm's length. All of that has kind of reached a place where they're understanding that it is not serving their highest good to not dive in completely in the connection with you. So they may be in the process of trying to sever karmic patterns, belief systems, move away from karmic relationships. That can relate to what they're doing professionally, their lifestyle, anybody that they're involved with romantically, changing up, friend circles, or the way in which they just spend their time in general or in an average day, kind of gearing up to make some profound changes, leaps of faith, kind of choosing matters of the heart over matters of just sort of what was safe, what was comfortable, what was known, what was already rooted in place when you came into their life. And essentially it feels like awakened them, or awakened something within their heart space that was calling them for a change in the way in which they were viewing love, viewing themselves, viewing kind of the possibilities between the two of you. So it may be something where there could be some unexpected communication, or like a declaration from this person that instills hope in what may be a slow progress towards taking things to the next level, reconciling, coming back together with one another, or actualizing the connection, perhaps for the first time. But it's something that gives you a very clear understanding, it feels like, that they are motivated to do what they can, not just sit and wait, not kind of deliberate the matter, but really to extract themselves from whatever it is that has been holding them back up to this point in time, in the interest of this connection with you is what their heart desires. You are their true north. You are the direction that they want to move in regards to love, in terms of the type of life that the two of you could have with one another, the version of themselves that comes out very naturally in your presence, it feels like, is quite obviously, or it's been made quite obvious that that is their favorite version of themselves. That's the best version of themselves versus whatever it is that they need to do, or sort of is the natural version of them that comes out under ordinary circumstances or when they're away from you, is almost an artificial version. It's a restrained version of themselves. It's not the authentic them. It's sort of something where they can no longer deny that they've been settling in a certain capacity. So they may be preparing themselves to cut ties with people, cut ties with even just sort of an energy of holding back from you, getting ready to trust in this connection, trust in the signs that they are receiving to sort of nudge them forward, or to give to you more of an open declaration than they have in the past. This could be a long time in coming, and it sort of almost feels to represent that they are very consciously getting ready to turn the page in this situation with you, to start fresh, or to deepen your connection, or to in some way involve you in their thought process, their methodology, plans that they are laying in place in order to close out one cycle of their life to begin something new, or to deepen things with you. So let's see what they want you to know in the channeled letter. I'm captivated by your essence and your presence, and the mere suggestion of you turns my heart into butterflies. I have been taught that an exhilarating love is not to be trusted, and so I wasted years of my life chasing things that were practical and made sense on a material level, which left an emotional void inside myself it has been an arduous process of coming to accept as the genesis of so much misery in my life. For all the time I have wasted headed in the wrong direction, I was brought to my senses so sharply when you came into my life that it has taken me time to dismantle the instinct to mistrust our connection, not because there was anything inherently wrong with you or with us, but because I had come to believe that living an emotionally lukewarm life was the only guarantee for my success as a person. I'm tired of ignoring the urgings of my heart to believe in you and in us, and to then allow myself to be reshaped into something beautiful as a result of the wondrous feeling of admitting I have been needing that feeling of butterflies my whole life, in order to lift me up beyond a stagnation that has crept in slowly and has become so pervasive. Thank you for lighting up a new path forward for me, and for your love, which is actively helping to change me for the better. So let's see what else your person wants you to know from their higher self. And I have a lump in my throat whenever we are together. It frustrates me that I can't say what's on my mind. I often withdraw to process our connection. It is where I receive greater understanding. I've been playing romantic songs and thinking about you. I've been sinking into blissful meditation lately and receiving higher guidance about you and me. I love everything about you. It's time. I am ready to tell you the truth. I know you've waited so long to hear it. You fill my heart with so much love and joy. And our time apart really gives me time to reflect. I've been able to look at our relationship with more clarity. So these initials can be a first, middle, or last name of you or your person, or can spell something out, just whatever resonates for you. Got E, N, X, Y, W, I, O, I, G, U, R, Q, K, C, N, B, H, C, and P. So those are your messages. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, or share. If you'd like a personal reading, I offer those through my Etsy shop, and there's a link to that in the description box of the video. I offer a variety of pre-recorded video readings, written readings, and channeled letters. Turnaround time on everything is 5 to 7 days from the time of purchase. I also sell handmade jewelry, dream catchers, and sun catchers if you're interested in checking any of those out as well. I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well. Hi, Group 2. You chose this channeled letter, which I'll read in just a minute. I'm going to start with some tarot and do a quick energy check on your person, see what's going on with them right now, thoughts and feelings about you and the connection, and then I will move on into the channeled letter and follow that up with some standalone message cards that can either reinforce what comes through here in the first part of the reading or can serve as additional messages for you from their higher self, and then I'll close the reading out with some initials. Okay, we have the Queen of Wands, Death, King of Pentacles, the Tower, Page of Pentacles, the Empress, the Moon, and the Three of Cups. So it feels like this person may be going through some sort of rebirth process currently, dark night of the soul. They have sunk into some kind of deep contemplation within themselves in terms of looking at you and the connection and feeling that they want to be able to offer you the world, but they may be sort of limited at this point in time in terms of resources, maybe time constraints, other matters in their life that are sort of taking their attention, or that they are needing to close out different sorts of cycles. Maybe this is a situation where it's just kind of a situationship. You don't actually have a relationship with one another, so there could be other people that they've been talking to romantically or dating that they're needing to sort of close things out with in order to be able to offer something more to you. Or this can also indicate that as your connection was moving along with one another, they got triggered by the nature and intensity of the connection, their desire for you, almost, again, the idea of wanting to offer you the world, and that might have been something that brought with it fears of commitment, or even kind of brought flashbacks of previous relationships they had been in, where they had felt something strongly for other people, had given of themselves, and had been let down, left out in the cold, or those situations fell apart and those wounds never properly healed. Or even if they had closed things out in those circumstances, it's almost like the reopening of those old wounds. Something that really represents almost kind of wanting to move towards you and get things right, have a long-term connection with you, not just build something up that is temporary that then falls apart a short time later or further down the road. This person might have been married before and has been divorced, and so there's almost a fear or a hesitation to offer kind of long-term commitment. Or maybe this is even somebody who could even be considering proposing or could envision that happening in the future between the two of you, and there's a sense of looking back perhaps on a previous marriage what happened in that situation, how things fell apart, or even somebody they were with in a long-term commitment, maybe living together. And again, kind of the attributes and sort of the weaknesses of that connection, the effect that it had on them, the version of them that sort of came to the surface in that connection, what they needed to do to pick up the pieces in the aftermath of something falling apart, all of that being brought back or dredged up from deep within their shadow, that indicates kind of the next step towards you, it feels like. Brings with it a lot of genuine energy, but may also help them to totally sort of cauterize wounds of the past, neutralize a fear of being hurt in love, which may have sort of kept them at a distance from finding satisfaction with another person in the aftermath of something that fell apart in their past, or even somebody that's been kind of non-committal, maybe dating around, again, like a fear of settling down with one person, opening up their heart, investing of themselves so much, only to be let down or left, abandoned or discarded. And so there's an intensity and a draw and a magnetism towards you, wanting to take things further, wanting to explore the deeper implications of this situation, but also being very haunted by things that have happened in the past, and even what they've done in order to try and move beyond those wounds. This could be somebody that never really took the time to heal from a past situation and just sort of moved on into dating other people, or try to just put it out of their mind and get out there, be social, or even just focus on work, and kind of never really process the emotions properly of what had happened in past disappointments, past heartbreaks. And so now that there's an opportunity to have something more, have something serious, or take things to the next level with you, it's forcing them to sort of look at all of the things that they never really tended to before. It feels that they are focused on the future. This is somebody who, even if they've kind of backed off, or they've sort of withdrawn in themselves, they're not totally detached from the situation. It's just kind of having to sort of peruse that darkness within themselves in order to be able to rise as a stronger and more self-assured version, because it feels that they still very much have their eye on you. They still very much are determined to have something more in this situation, to not let an opportunity with you pass them by. But there's a need to sort of inventory what has gone wrong in their romantic past, in other connections, in order to try and do something different in the situation with you. Or if you've had your sort of ups and downs with one another, this is somebody who it feels like is trying to go through some sort of voluntary metamorphosis in order to be able to offer something more substantial, maybe when they reemerge or reach out and make contact with you. So let's see what they want you to know from their higher self. We fit so perfectly together, and I am so happy that we have each been chosen to experience a love like this in the here and now. There is so much I want to express to you, and I am taking my time to draw us both into the right space and situation where the grand declaration of affection you have been waiting to hear and I have been waiting to say can become like fireworks, inspiring those around us who have forgotten the meaning of love to start to look inside themselves and gather up the courage that it takes to fight against and defy the odds stacked against success that situations such as ours bear as their hallmarks. The price paid of sacrifices and trust required to rise into the fullness of form that a truly divine connection has asked of us both has been steep. All the while, all this time we have been apart, I have been moving alongside you in the darkness, finding my light as you have found yours, feeling your presence as my constant companion, along with your tears that have been like an ocean's waves crashing upon my heart, and your laughter that has echoed like a majestic bird through the mountainous landscapes of my own potential, beckoning me to actualize myself fully, for me, for you, for us. I will be there to hold you soon, and never again shall we part, I promise. So let's see what else your person wants you to know from their higher self. Okay, and we have, you are my life nurturing force, my reason for being on earth. Together we will experience many lives here and spread healing across humanity. Thank you for helping me to overcome my darkest fears and feelings of shame. I see you in my future. I visualize all the awesome things we'll do together. When I close my eyes, all I see is your beautiful face. I could stare at you for eternity. I know you hold the other half of my heart. I am amazed at your beauty. I could look at you all day long. My heart melts every time you look into my eyes. And I've been playing romantic songs and thinking about you. So these initials can be a first, middle, or last name of you or your person, or can spell something out, just whatever resonates for you. We've got J, R, F, G, W, Y, Q, C, D, V, X, S, B, W, and A. So those are your messages. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, or share. If you'd like a personal reading, I offer those through my Etsy shop, and there's a link to that in the description box of the video. I offer a variety of pre-recorded video readings, written readings, and channeled letters. Turnaround time on everything is 5 to 7 days from the time of purchase. I also sell handmade jewelry, dream catchers, and sun catchers if you're interested in checking any of those out as well. I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well. Hi, Group 3. You chose this channeled letter, which I'll read in just a minute. I'm going to start with some tarot and do a quick energy check on your person, see what's going on with them right now, thoughts and feelings about you and the connection, and then I'll move on into the channeled letter and follow that up with some standalone message cards that can either reinforce what comes through here in the first part of the reading or can serve as additional messages for you from their higher self, and then I'll close the reading out with some initials. Okay, we have the King of Pentacles, the Five of Wands, Page of Cups, Nine of Pentacles, the Fool, Queen of Wands, Judgment, and Death. So this feels like the energy of somebody who is pressured to act. They are feeling the intensity of a draw towards you. It feels like somebody who has seriously considered the long-term implications of pushing this connection forward to the next level in whatever way that would resonate for you in your situation. And all signs point to that it's a good idea for them to make a move towards you, make some kind of declaration, speak their feelings, reach out, make contact, whatever that looks like for you. And it feels to be something that they have done a lot behind the scenes as far as like strategy, looking within themselves to see what can they realistically offer you, what are they looking for in a connection, what are your expectations that they know about or that you've expressed to them, or that they are just kind of assuming would be the case based on sort of what they know about you, what they know about your life or your interactions with one another. And it feels like this is somebody who is kind of revving their engine to make some kind of progress towards you. Something where they may sense or see that there's a lot of competition, or the way in which they're seeing you is in a very radiant or magnetic energy. And there's an essence here of like, I don't want to miss my chance with you. I don't want to miss the opportunity to let you know how I feel, to take our connection to the next level, to do something bold and daring where maybe they've been very cautious and sort of deliberate in their conduct towards you, or in the way in which they were sort of open in the heart space to the possibility of something more in this situation. It feels like somebody who's been fighting their feelings for quite some time, or has been fighting the urge to speak very plainly about what it is they feel towards you. And this is like a big leap of faith that they're getting ready to present. There's a sense of feeling very intimidated by you. That may be something that has kind of kept them sort of playing it cool, playing it casual, or even sort of remaining at a distance and sort of observing, from the heart space, not really expressing the full truth of what they feel for you. This can be somebody you're in a no contact situation with, who is also considering coming back towards you with reconciliation, with an apology, with a love offer. And it feels like rather than simply just empty words, they've been investing something within themselves or within their own life to kind of offer more than they have ever given to someone before, or that they were able to give to you in the past, seeing the value and worth of you and the idea of building a life with you, building a future with you, or exploring more of the wide range possibilities between the two of you. That this is something they don't want to live with the feeling of always wondering what could have been or what if. And so it feels like they are, again, sort of preparing themselves to speak, to be open, to be vulnerable, to be very honest with you in a way that may come across as very surprising, but it's something that they've been working on or considering for quite some time. It may present itself as sort of impulsive or very surprising, especially if it's no contact and somebody just sort of pops back up into your reality, but it's something that they've had this in their mind for quite some time. They've been slowly making progress towards you, and it feels like have almost just been hovering right on the border of speaking some sort of truth, and now they're getting ready to make their move. They're seeing you in a very empowered energy, and there's a sense of they've prepared themselves or are finishing up sort of preparing themselves to, if you would take them back, or if you would, accept what it is that they have to offer, there's a sense of wanting to sort of build with you towards a mutually beneficial future, not wanting to be left behind, not wanting to, again, kind of always wonder what might have been. And it feels like they're getting ready not just to sort of present to you things that have been held inside for a while. It's almost the way in which they're getting ready to present themselves, or even a nature of commitment that they're getting ready to offer to you. They haven't done this for anyone before. They've never gone to these lengths for love, and it feels like something that there's a level of certainty here. The lengths that they are willing to go to for love, for this situation, to follow their heart, exceeds even the most enamored that they've been with anyone else before. People they may have considered the love of their life, or true love or deep love, very loving situations. What they're getting ready to offer to you, or what they've kind of been working on within themselves, they've never done this for anyone. They've never felt compelled to sort of go this route about things. And it's not just to try and sort of get their foot in the door or manipulate in any sort of way. It's almost somebody who genuinely feels that in your presence they're motivated to change for the better, or they've started to evolve in that capacity, like a better version of themselves, bringing forth forth more confidence, cutting out sort of unhealthy habits or belief systems, anything that had sort of driven a wedge between the two of you in the past, or had limited, even in previous relationships, their ability to be truly open and vulnerable with another person. They've been working on those things, and so it may be very, very surprising, almost like a completely rebirthed person that's getting ready to announce themselves to you, or present themselves to you, or kind of whatever the next step is in this situation. It's a version of them that you might find very surprising. You didn't know this person had it in them. You didn't know that this was a side or an aspect of them if you're still in contact with one another. But it feels like changes for the better are on the horizon in this situation. And there's, again, pressure on this person to sort of act or present something or make some sort of declaration to you, so that you do not confuse or mistake kind of the level of affection that they have, the way in which they see this situation as worth fighting for, worth holding on to, worth doing whatever it takes to rebuild, or to preserve, or to continue moving forward with you towards the future. So let's see what they want you to know from their higher self. Finally, we have reached this level of seeing eye to eye, of viewing each other plainly as we truly are inside. To be witnessed in such a space of surrender, where, beyond words, there is understanding between us, is the safest and most vast space of possibility I have ever known. I have struggled over the years to articulate my deep personal truth to you, and I am grateful for your efforts to evolve, and for the hand of the divine guiding us both separately to this shared space, where all is well between us, and there is nothing more to fear, nothing left to hide. You are the true face of love, and you have helped me to find redemption within myself for so many of my shortcomings and qualities about myself I had rejected and denied. With my heart and mind wide open to the limitlessness with which love is now free to blossom between us, I feel I can live each day more authentically and with renewed hope for the future, because I know now love is real and that you really are the person for me. I am savoring so many potential timelines we can strive for together. Thank you for respecting my process and for allowing me the space to decide precisely how I shall lead us both beyond this space of naked recognition into the actualization of our next chapter of this epic love story. So let's see what else your person wants you to know from their higher self. Okay, and we have, my love for you runs so deep. Every time I see you in my dreams, I never want to wake up. I have never felt this strongly about anyone. I am vibing so high because you raise me up. When I close my eyes, all I see is your beautiful face. I could stare at you for eternity. Close your eyes and call in Saint Germain. Surround our love with the protection of the violet flame. I know you hold the other half of my heart. And I've gained a lot of insight into the meaning of our connection, and I want to share with you where I see you in my future. So these initials can be a first, middle, or last name of you or your person, or can spell something out, just whatever resonates for you. We've got N, S, Y, G, M, C, A O M U U V G W D I B and X. So those are your messages. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, or share. If you'd like a personal reading, I offer those through my Etsy shop, and there's a link to that in the description box of the video. I offer a variety of pre-recorded video readings, written readings, and channeled letters. Turnaround time on everything is 5 to 7 days from the time of purchase. I also sell handmade jewelry, dream catchers, and sun catchers if you're interested in checking any of those out as well. I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well.